9, whoo. Oh boy. Hey, Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic, and guess what? Got a Road Warrior workout for you guys. It requires absolutely no equipment. Now, just because it says Road Warrior doesn't mean you have to save it for when you're traveling on the road. This can be done anywhere, at the office or at home, like I'm gonna do right now. So guys, stick around. It's a little more complicated than most of my workout plans. That's why I have it written on the screen for you. All right, so guys, I really like to design workout plans that are fun and interesting, that keep your attention, all right? So circuit style usually is designed for me to throw a bunch of different exercises at you in consecutive order. And not only does it help pump a lot of blood into your muscles and build the muscles, but it also gets you really out of breath, gets your heart rate up, okay? Now, this is gonna be kind of a derivation of that, okay? So instead of doing all 6 exercises in consecutive order like a traditional circuit, I'm breaking these up into upper body and lower body. So we're gonna do 3 upper body circuits and 3 lower body circuits, okay? And I wanna keep them separated, all right, throughout the course of the workout. So I'm gonna step you through how to do all the exercises, then I'm gonna actually do these circuits for you, okay? So you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So first off, we're gonna focus on our upper body, all right? Now before we even get going, I have to explain how to calculate how many push-ups I want you guys to do. So normally, I just tell you, do 20, do 10, whatever. On lower body, I tell you exactly how many to do. Now for push-ups, it's a unique exercise, guys. It's a body weight exercise, right? And it incorporates a ton of different muscle groups. You're working your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, and also your lats. Believe it or not, you get your back involved when you're doing push-ups. Now, some guys can do a ton of push-ups. Some guys can't hardly do any push-ups. So that's why I have this formula here. So I'm gonna have you guys do 40% of your personal record. All right, now what is your PR? That is how many push-ups you can do traditional, you know, on the ground, horizontal, okay, a standard, you know, push-up. How many can you do non-stop without stopping and resting, all right? So that is your PR. And I want you to take 40% of that and do your standard push-ups. We're only gonna rest 30 seconds though between exercises. Then I'm gonna have you do head elevated push-ups. Once again, 40% of your PR of a traditional standard horizontal push-up, okay? 30 seconds rest, and then I'm gonna have you get down on your knees and we're gonna do push-ups on our knees, but instead of doing 40% of your PR, I want you to do the full 100% of your PR. So I'm gonna step you through a couple examples so we can get the math straight, okay? So I realize this sounds a little complicated, all right? Trust me, it's not. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you can only do 10 push-ups non-stop on the ground flat, all right? That's as many as you can knock out before you're just gassed and you have to stop and rest, all right? So you're gonna do 4 standard push-ups. You're only gonna rest 30 seconds, then you're gonna do 4 head elevated push-ups with your hands up on a couch or a chair, 30 seconds rest. And then you're gonna do 10, because that's your PR, 10, you're gonna do 10 push-ups on your knees, all right? That's one circuit. At the end of a circuit, now you get to take about 1.5 minutes rest before you do this circuit all over again 2 more times, all right? Now, you guys are gonna watch me do it. So my PR, all right, and I haven't done this in a long time, but if I had to guess right now, I could probably do about 40 push-ups non-stop, all right, without resting, all right? And that would just kill me. So I take 40% of 40, all right, that's gonna be how many I have to do. That's 16 push-ups standard, all right? Then I'm gonna do 16 head elevated push-ups, and then I gotta get out of my knees and do 40 push-ups on my knees, all right? So follow along. I'm just gonna do this first circuit for you, all right? I'm gonna talk about it after I'm finished. I'm gonna be really gassed, out of breath, all right? And then I'm gonna explain a couple of things I want you guys to think about as you're doing your circuits. All right, I know, I know that sounded a little complicated, but it's really not. The only thing you got to remember is 40% of whatever your personal best is. All right, that's all you got to do. So I'm gonna do 16 push-ups because my PR is about 40. Okay, I'm gonna do 16 traditional push-ups on the ground. Then I'm gonna come over to the couch and I'm gonna do 16 head elevated push-ups. Remember, those are a little easier, right? Because the higher our head is, the easier they get. So you're gassed after doing these, you're gonna be pretty tired. Then it's gonna be a little easier, 30 seconds rest. And then the easiest on your knees is saved for the last, but guess what? You gotta do the 100%. I gotta do all 40, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's knock out 16, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, 40% of 40. Now, I got 30 seconds rest maximum. Then I got to knock out 16 over here, elevated, head elevated push-ups. Now, I'm a little out of breath, all right, so that's why you got 30 seconds, guys, but don't rest for long, all right? 16, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. All right, getting burned. Man, it is really getting tough, guys. That's because it didn't take a very long rest after knocking out those first 16. Now, give yourself about 30 seconds rest here, okay? Try to keep it short, okay? Because this is a circuit style. Now, I'm gonna finish up with my push-ups on my knees. Now remember, this is not 40% of my PR, this is 100% of my PR. So I gotta knock out 40 of these. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Woo, I gotta rest. 27, that's 30, all right. If you can't make it, just rest a little bit. I'm okay with that. Obviously, my PR probably isn't 40. It's probably closer to 30 or 35. How about that? All right, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, whoo. Oh boy, 40. All right, so let me talk about that real quick. First of all, I haven't tried to do a PR in push-ups in probably a year. And back then, I was actually practicing push-ups 2-3 times a week. I was doing a ton of them. I was doing 200 a day when I was practicing them because I was going to do a contest with my Marine buddy who can kill me. So I haven't done them in a long, long time. So probably my PR is no longer 40. It's probably somewhere in the 30s. So that meant when I took 40% of an unreasonably high number, I just couldn't do it all. But guess what, guys? I didn't stop. I didn't give up. That's the point. And that's the key with doing push-ups on your knees last. That's when you're most gassed, all right? You're most likely to fail like I did, which means it's real easy to just stop and rest. Just hold yourself up on your arms, stay on your knees, catch your breath, take 4 or 5 breaths, knock out a few more, keep doing that until you get to the total number. Now, that's only one circuit, all right, of my upper body. I got to do 2 more of those. So I need to adjust because it's just been obviously too long. So I need to pretend like, I think my PR is probably closer to about 30 now. So I need to take 40% of 30 for my next circuit, and that would be 12. So I'd be doing 12 traditional standard push-ups, give myself 30 seconds rest, which I didn't do last time, before I go over and do 12 elevated push-ups, give myself 30 seconds more rest, come back down here on my knees and do 30 knee push-ups, because that's my new, what I think is probably my real PR. So guys, if you overestimate what your PR is, then you're going to experience what I just did. You're going to just fail on that last exercise. That's okay. Rest a little bit, keep going, and then for your next 2 circuits, just adjust what your PR is, which means you're going to be just doing fewer push-ups. All right, so after doing 3 circuits of upper body, guys, you should have a huge pump going. I mean, my chest, my triceps, my shoulders, all got a lot of blood in there, and they're sore and they are ready for a break. So we're done with upper body for the day. Now we're going to focus on our lower body. So once again, we're going to do these in circuit style also, okay? So just 3 different exercises. We're going to do something called a split squat. Very similar to a Bulgarian split squat, but I think it's easier. Your rear leg is not going to be elevated like a Bulgarian split squat. I'll show you how to do it in a minute. Then we're going to do 10 of those on each side. Okay, so 10 on my left leg, 10 on my right leg. Then we're going to get on our back and we're going to do glute bridges. We're just going to do 20 glute bridges, real straightforward. Stand back up and we're going to finish off with 20 body weight squats. All right. So this is not as complicated as the upper body, because you don't have to figure out what your PR is, and you don't have to take a multiple of that. All right. So let's just start off with your split squats. I'm going to take you through 1 complete circuit. All right. Remember, rest about half a minute in between each exercise. And at the end of the circuit, take about 1.5 minutes rest, okay? And you may need a little bit longer than that, maybe 2 minutes before you start it over again. But remember, I want you to do your lower body for 3 complete circuits, all right? So the very first thing we're gonna do is a split squat. So basically, you're just gonna get down in like a lunge position, all right? So we're basically, and we're gonna stay in this position, except I'm just gonna go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, switch sides, no rest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now remember, take about 30 seconds rest when you're transitioning from one exercise to the next. Now this is a glute bridge, guys. Down. Now you got to get your feet not all the way up here, but not all the way out here. You got to have your legs at a nice kind of a 90 to 110 degree angle here. All right. So because what we're going to end up doing is just pushing our hips straight up. Back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now 15, you should really be able to feel your hamstrings. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So at the top of the movement there, when you hold it for kind of a split second, you're gonna feel your hams really engaged and squeezing hard. You're also gonna feel it in your glutes. So those glute bridges get the whole rear part of your legs, whereas squats and split squats focus more on your quads than the back part of your legs. All right, so we're gonna move on to the third last exercise in this particular circuit. Whew, body weight squats, guys. So nice wide stance. I like to pick a point right in front of me, and I like to hold my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, look right ahead, 19, and then 20. Now, you guys notice, hopefully, that I like to go down until my knees and my elbows touch, all right? That's what I consider a full range of motion. Now, guys, if you got bad knees, you don't have to go all the way down like that. Just listen to your body and only go down as deep as your brain and your knees tell you to go. You don't have to kill yourself, all right? Now, if you're just doing little baby squats, all right, that's so much easier than going all the way to down. So you need to make it more difficult for yourself because you're not doing that full range of motion, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. All right, so if you can't go very deep, go down, stop, and then hold it for a 2 or 3 count before you go back up. And that would be just 1 rep. Now, so guys, that's 1 circuit, all right? I was only resting about 30 seconds during my transition from one exercise to the next. And at the end of that circuit, give yourself about a 1.5 to 2 minute break, all right? Catch your breath, all right? 'Cause you're gonna start to get out of breath. Now, guys, you owe me 2 more circuits of that lower body. All right, guys, these no equipment workouts that you can just do anywhere seem kind of easy, right? Well, as you saw me earlier prove, they are not, all right? You don't need a bunch of equipment to really kick ass. And that's what happened to me when I was too optimistic on my personal record. I thought I could do 40 push-ups, all right? Well, by the time I got to the last exercise in the circuit, I couldn't do the full number here, which meant I had to stop and rest in the middle of this exercise, all right? But I made it through the circuit, then I adjusted, and I adjusted my PR down from 40 to 30. That way I only had to do 12, 12, and 30, okay, instead of 16, 16, and 40. And the same thing goes with you guys. It's not about killing the exercise or the workout program per se. Guys, it's really about sticking with it and never giving up, all right? And that's what happened to me. My body wanted to give up. I literally couldn't finish that first circuit because I had overestimated how many push-ups I could do, but that's okay. I found a way to get through it and not give up, which is the goal, guys. Day in, day out, week after week, month after month. It's about always sticking with it and never giving up on yourself.